So let's hop into the action. Spawning here in the lower right corner of the map, in the very first cast of the day, in the GO4SC2 Monday Premium Cup, it's going to be the My Insanity player Jjakji. And I'm going to apologize in advance because I literally woke up about 10 minutes ago. So this first game is probably not going to be my best cast of all time. His opponent in the top left from the clan ATN with a pretty slick looking decal, it's going to be the yellow Protoss player Monty. Now guys, if you haven't been keeping up to date with Jjakji's rampage, he's been taking down badasses left and right, Korean, foreigner, it doesn't really matter. He's won 3 consecutive IEM qualifiers. He's won the EES finals for his team, My Insanity. He seems somewhat unstoppable lately. And for me to say like, wow, let's build up Monty to be more than he is, I'm not going to try to, but the reality is Monty is a player who's often in the finals of a lot of these tournaments. Whether it's the Zotac Cup, the GO4Starcraft series, you typically see him in the finals. So getting Jjakji here in round 1 in the best of ones, or sorry, this is round 2, my mistake, but still the best of ones, a bit of an unlucky draw, but he's one of the people who probably have a decent chance of taking him out. And let's not forget the power of Protoss. We'll see what ends up happening. Now, Daedalus Point's a unique map. It was recently changed too, if anyone's not been keeping tabs. This ramp was cut in half because it was absolutely ridiculous before. Although, in all honesty, it really mostly benefited Zerg players. I don't know a single Terran player other than, like... No, I can't even think of a single Terran player who really abused that ramp while it was still big, fat, and wide. And same goes for Protoss players. I mean, you're going to have the engagements that come down that stomp you one way or another, and usually... at that point, it's your army value, not the ramp, that decides the game. Well, you know, there are some standard TVP openings most players do. Jjakji is a player who often will go for the 1 barracks, he'll go for the gas, he'll then go for the expand, then he'll get the other barracks, and do a tech lab and a reactor. And it provides the capability for some really powerful pushing against Protoss. But he's opening up on Daedalus Point in a bit of a less defensive stance, I think I'd like to call it. What I mean by that is, you know, if you guys have ever seen Jjakji play, he can do some pretty ridiculous things with Reapers. He can dance around the map pretty nicely. And he's even walking across with a couple Marines. So to me... oh, never mind. I thought he was going to come across the map with the SCV and try and harass. There's a thing some people will do. They'll bring about 3 or 4 Marines, use the SCV to dance and soak away the damage from like a Zealot or something. But never mind, just keeping them at home, playing it safe. Reactor finishing up here in a moment's time. This is actually quite important. If you guys don't know, if you're an amateur Terran player, write these numbers down. You need 6 Marines. 5 won't cut it. I'm not kidding. 5 with 1 funneled in afterwards still won't cut it. You need 6 Marines from the get-go to deal with oracles, and we actually have Jjakji skipping that second rags. I am quite curious what he plans to do with this. So what, if you guys have ever seen Jjakji play, like I said, one of the big things he does with the second rags is he puts the tech lab down, then you get your stim pack, you move across the map and do timing, and you actually get there to pop off an overcharge, and sometimes even kill some units if given the opportunity. But he's not going to have the production nor the tech to do that. You can move out across the map with some naked Marines, but the reality is, without stim, it's really hard to push into Protoss's base. Baiting out the overcharge is kind of the goal, but it's never really the end of the game when it comes to these sort of things, so we'll see what he can get done. Did I put myself in Team Liquid? I forgot to do that. I'm sorry guys, like I said, still waking up here. Yoink! Alright, that's it. But yeah, the SCV in the top part of the map, it's not getting anything scattered right now. This is actually kind of interesting too, because Jjakji is a player I've seen open... oh my god, what is it? I thought he was going to proxy something for a second, but I'm like, no, the starport's already coming in at base. Like, what could he possibly proxy? But anyways, Jjakji's a player who normally you see him with that Reaper dancing around the main right now, and if that dies, the SCV comes back into scout, but he's actually doing neither. And game sounds kind of low for me. I'm going to turn this up a bit. If this gets too loud for the stream, and you guys want to yell at me, you absolutely have my permission, but just turn this up a tad, because it's kind of quiet on my end. There we go. So sorry in advance if it's too loud, because there's delay due to the tournament and delay due to Twitch, so I'm not going to see your guys' complaints right away. But, you know, this is actually... it's weird to consider. This is kind of like a more standard opening. Jjakji with the SCV does get up here to see the Robo facility done, which is actually kind of key, because what he was going for was the Widowmine drops with some Marines, and if he had been able to pull that off, then the... you know, if you'd seen there was no observer, that would have been no problem for him, but coming across the map now, walking with the Marines on the Widowmines instead, he's going to use this just for like buffering on the front lines. As his Marines get in there, he wants this to hit the Mothership Core or the Stalkers if given the opportunity. But, ooh my, out of Monty. I thought this was going to be for Blink. I was just assuming and waiting for it to finish up here in a moment's time to talk about it. But it's going to be for Dark Templar. And Dark Templar are quite irritating units to deal with, no matter what level of game you are, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Oh, is he going to cut off this from behind? Oh, this is going to be sexy. So some Marines going to try and get on top of the Mothership Core. It will force off the overcharge. Stalkers are now kind of stuck in a bit of a strange position because he can't move too far forward, and he can't really fight at the ramp because Jjakji's lying in wait. So Jjakji now picks everything up and puts it here at the natural, out of range of the photon overcharge, but still close enough to the base to be a threat. He's got the Widowmines trying to come down too, but of course, the probe actually eats that first one, so unfortunately it's a bit of a waste. So the other one will go down, and Jjakji's finding himself in a bit of a tough spot. Still picking off a Stalker or two, but I mean, he's not getting a whole lot done for this. This is a drop that's meant to pick off some probes, maybe kill more than 1 or 2 Stalkers barely. The Widowmines sadly didn't get any of the hits off they wanted. And did he even scout the Dark Shrine behind this? No! Oh no! Oh no 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 no! So Jjakji sees the Twilight Council, and he may very well be thinking to himself, okay, this is Blink or Charge or one of the standard openers, but unfortunately, as we know, it's going to be some Dark Templar eventually coming out. Medevac barely gets out alive. He sees the Forge coming down. What else did he see here? Let's check towards the north. Sorry, guys. Clicking all over the place because, like I said, I'm waking up. Deal with it. So... No, I didn't see the Robo Bay, sadly. He may have an inclination that it could be Colossus. Whenever you see an early... Like, you always assume this is for the Observers early on to deal with your Widowmines, but this could also be for those faster Colossus. And looks like Blink Colossus will be the follow-up. I believe there's the Warp Prism. There we go, with 3 DTs in it. There's no detection in the main. He's going to have to rely on scans. And he just dropped mules. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no scanning available for Jjakji. He's going to have to lose some SCVs here. That's really unfortunate. Perhaps wondering just where these came in from. Never mind, he sees the Warp Prism now with his factory. Turret's gonna try and come down, but there's absolutely no way this gets finished in time, and oh gosh. There's gonna be a little bit of time before he can scan. He's got 2 different Dark Templars he's gotta clean up as well. This is a sticky situation. And the Warp Prism's not gonna be cleaned up anytime soon. I would honestly love if Monty warped in like maybe 1 or 2 more Dark Templar, but no more than that, to force out some more. Like, he knows his opponent's using all his energy, but actually a turret manages to complete. That's gotta be a mistake. Monty, there's no reason Monty should have let that happen. He was going for the reactor because he wanted to cut out Viking production, because he knew, like, he knew that going Colossus, the biggest threat to him is gonna be those Vikings, but doesn't quite get the reactor in the end. Doesn't get the starport or the reactor either. 22 workers killed though for 3 Dark Templar, not too bad. Not to mention 2 scans baited out for that. Or was that 2? Oh, I could be mistaken. Anyways, Jjakji cleans that up, but not exactly in the best spot afterwards. It's 36 workers to 57 probes. They're both working off of 2 bases. And as a Terran player with almost... Oh, God. No stim. Oh, God. Jjakji has no stim. Has he forgotten this? This has to be a mistake. This is 12 minutes in the game, and he has no stim pack. Trying to engage an army like this is going to be an impossibility. The infallible Terran has finally made a mistake. It's going to cost him an army fight here in the middle of the map. He'll clean up a couple of the Stalkers, but there's still the Zealots to chew through. There's Time Warps. He's not going to get out of here too easily. Now, I did pick off the Stalkers so you could try and lift off specifically and entirely for that, but no bunkers at home. Stim is not going to be done anytime soon. It is still like a good 2.5 minutes off, guys. This is looking really bad for Jjakji. I have never in my life seen someone forget stim to this extent, but that's what getting Dark Templar dropped on you does. That's what going for faster Widowmines can do. When you're a Terran player who's so used to having stim come up around the 3-minute mark and get research, or start researching, I should say. It's, oh gosh. Okay, well, we'll see if he can hold this. It's certainly not going to be easy. Monty is finding himself with a very large army advantage. On top of that, 3 Colossus, and Jjakji with only 3 Vikings. He's going to need a miracle to stay in this game. He's pulling some SCVs into this. The Stalkers blink to the side, though, and pick off the Vikings immediately. This is not looking good for our Terran hero. Marauders are falling, and GG is called. Ah! Monty, congratulations! Takes out Jjakji here in the second round of the GO4SC2 Monday Premium Cup. Oh my god.